I do love that. Some resources require better gear to harvest them. You don't say. My little guy's like, I have arrived. Now, look at that. Do you know what that is? Well, I mean, it's new clothing and that much is obvious, but this, my friends, is troll leather armor. Because well, basically did precisely what I said I would do, everything around and murdered some trolls. I collected some trophy stuff. And basically, I kinda wanna do a bit of, you know, explore the rest of the journey, basically. The rest of the islands. Collect a bit more stuff. In particular, I wanna collect a bit more metal bits, because we have a thing now. We have a charcoal kiln, which we can make, well, coal with, because what else would you do with a charcoal kiln, you know? Just gonna put that out. And we can then use to fire up our little smelter here, so we can produce, as you can see, tin and copper, which we can then use in my newly built forge. Also, yeah, if you're wondering why this had to be done like this, if I do a small roof and I stand here at my cauldron, I actually get poisoned by my smoke. So yeah, that's not good. I also learned that I can now finally do something very, very impressive. I can actually cook. And there's stuff like poison resistance now. I'm assuming that means that there's going to be poison, because, well, technically speaking, I'm as far outside of my knowledge range as I have ever been. Basically, even with the Tech, I've not really played this far, so I kinda am out of knowledge. The only real knowledge I have is that I kinda want to upgrade my troll stuff, which means I need to hunt a few more trolls, which is all nice and dandy. And yeah, pick up some other nonsense along the way, I suppose. Which is going to be our first little adventure for today. I kind of thought about playing some, excuse me, some Torment today, but honestly, it's just, it takes a bit too much in the way of actual concentration. And so, instead of doing something that, I will actually take the more relaxed approach of just running around inside the dark woods and look for stuff. I have kind of done a bit more exploration, and I found that there are mountains up here. Generally speaking, not that much of a problem, as far as I'm concerned. But I also found that if you go into them, you kinda start getting a bit of a reason problem. Yeah. Which, generally speaking, is not that much of a problem. Because we can, of course, just avoid it for a while, but I kinda think that that would also be a good area to get some more stuff. Probably more metals and stuff. But since we don't really have an option, we are now going to go for collecting metals. Copper in particular seems to be the one I have a bit less of, which means I have used more of, which would in turn mean that it's probably a good idea to get a bit more of that going. We shall do so. And also I did kinda remember, well, to some degree, that there should technically speaking be another biome, namely a most poisonous one, the swamp one, still around. Now, technically speaking, I would like to go there first, but that would kinda require me to actually find one. And well, as might be rather obvious, there is not really any guarantee that you have a poisonous swampy area on your little starting island. Because, I kinda did talk about this, the build in this game is basically one giant set of islands thrown about in the world, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run up here and look how big the rest of the island is, while looking for stuff like copper. bit of a problem with that is that we kind of need to be a bit careful with, because we can of course only transport oh so much. Now, one thing you can do is you can just put down a chest. And put stuff in there and then, you know, recollect it later on. Or you can just let it lie about on the ground. Works surprisingly well actually, the game does remember your stuff rather well. Which is kinda nice. Give you a nice example of just how good the memory of this game is. Actually, how far would that be? Not that far. Up this general direction. Because of course, in order to build this, I had to get more settling cores, and those do not really, you know, just fly around. I mean, technically speaking, they do kind of fly around on their little top, the little boulders. Why do I want to say boulder? I think that holds them up, the little wooden stick. Yes. Let me show guys. See, there is a little crypt here, this one, and I just built a... Well, I also picked up a trophy, a workbench here because I needed to repair my shit, and well, that has worked rather splendidly. Well, it is standing basically outside and quite obviously easily reachable by most creatures who would then go ahead and murder it. They have surprisingly enough not done so yet. That's basically the place I was at before. As you can see, I mined. Now the problem with mining is you make an S-load of noise, and it doesn't really take that long for that to happen. Precisely. Here, a little creator. Which also is the main reason why I have an quite literal ass-load of grey raw eyes and such at this point. Mostly because, well, they got quite a lot of those. Oh, I'm carrying too much. How can that be? I just started. I'm carrying stone apparently. Now, let's actually do this precisely like I said. Furniture. I need my workbench. And then we just take some of the stuff like this, and there's a nonsense that is heavy and not really what we are looking for. And put it in here. And actually some core wood here. Core wood is basically just better wood. I mean, quite literally just precisely that. It is better wood. Next wood in line. Now, technically speaking, the workbench also comes with the advantage that I can repair my shit to some degree, but this is a one workbench, which means it's not the best. In the long run, I'm kind of thinking actually about building myself a nice little base. You know, something at least closer to a nice little base around here. Mostly because having to run back and forth is a pain like you wouldn't believe it. Especially because the distances only ever get larger. That tree has grown in a rather interesting way, I'll admit. Well, at least I'm getting better at what we're doing. Yeah, that's really kind of fun game, isn't it? You can just get in, play it for a bit, get out again, be happy with yourself. Pretty neat, I would say. Oh, like see there, it is energy games. Oh, and it's lucky. Very, very honorable indeed. Also, hello there. I'm kinda hitting a few of them. Yeah, that's not good. You should not think about it. I can't use you without a roof. which technically speaking is also not a problem. We can just build the roof. Again, it's not like we haven't done this before now. Interesting thing is also workbenches don't care, like my walls, about nature. It is... What am I missing? Wood? Hey, seriously game, I don't think we are having a problem with wood here. I would even go so fast to say that that's probably the last resource we're actually missing. Come on, snap to it. Oh yeah, you're not liking this. You're not liking this at all. That must be because I'm kinda making you fly there. Well,